share my screen. Now see, good morning all. So in last lecture we have seen the three standard data types. One was numeric, second was boolean, third was string, right? So these three data types we have seen in last lecture. So today we will see the rest data types. So in numeric we have seen there are two types. One was the integer data type and second was the float data type. So we have seen how to use these data types. So whenever we just assign that value to any variable, so whatever is the type of that value, that type is there of that variable, right? And in boolean case, in case of comparison, we require this boolean or if you want that result as a true and false, in that case also you need that boolean data type. And string is the most popular data type because the mostly that input we accept, that is a string, right? Because if you are accepting your name, address and something, so that input would be there in the string format. So that also we have seen. And next one we'll see, that is a list. So this already we have said. So this the example also we have demonstrated in our last lecture. So this was again there. And see, this one thing that is there in this string, that string is immutable. So that meaning of immutable means what? You cannot modify that string. Once you just given that string, so we cannot modify that string in the string data type, right? So that you just keep in your mind. So that string is immutable. So this is the thing. So next we'll see, that is a list, right? So see, in yesterday in discussion we just come across the term that is array, right? So in C programming we have that array data type, that is user defined data type. So that array is what? That is nothing but the collection of similar type of elements. That we know, that we have studied in C programming, right? Now see, that array is the name given to the arrangement of the element, because whenever we accept the element from the keyboard or from the user, that first we store into the memory, right? Now how we are storing that elements into the memory depends on that we use the terminology. Like in array, so we store all these elements. If you are having suppose bunch of elements, and if you are accepting this bunch of elements from the user, so we store all these bunch of elements in consecutive manner, right? So that storing of elements into the memory, that is a consecutive way. So one after another, right? So that was the thing in the array. Now see, when we see the list, that list is again similar. You can see list can contain same types of atoms. Like array is also contains same types of atoms, but also here alternatively, a list can also contain a different types of atoms. But this thing is not there in your array in C programming, because array is having only similar kind of elements. And there in C programming, for the different kind of elements, we have another data type. So that is the structure, right? But here we are using this list for both, for similar as well as for dissimilar. So this is the beauty of this list. Now only you can say this nomenclature is different, but that whatever is the memory arrangement, that would be same. In consecutive way, we are storing the elements into the list also. So that same way is there in array. Only that whatever is the definition of that array is different, and definition of this list is different. So that you just keep in your mind, right? So way of arrangement is the important in the memory. So if you are using consecutive way, that you can say as a least tuple of the array. If it is not the consecutive way, then alternative is there. Because in C programming, one alternative is there that I think you don't know, but that is a linked list. Right? So when you just studied that FDS or data structure, in that case you will come across this term, the linked list, right? Because sometimes it is not possible to allocate all the elements in consecutive way. In that case, we need to search the field from the memory. So there we can store the element. So that case of is a linked list. Right? So this is the, we can say, definition of the list. List can contain same types of atoms, or as well as we can say it contains different types of atoms. Now how we can represent that? So to declare a list, we need to separate the atoms using commas. Okay? So I think we have seen the declaration of array in C programming. Again there we need the comma. But here it includes all the atoms in square bracket. So you just keep in your mind. So to represent your list, first you need to include all elements into the square bracket, and every element should be separated by comma. So these two things are most important because the other data types are also here. These are having a different way to represent. Right? So that's why the square bracket is most important, and that the element is separated by semicolon. Comma. And similar to string data types, because in string also we have seen some operations we perform on the string. So similar to that string also we can perform the same operations on the list also. So in string also we have seen that plus, star and the slicing operator. So these operators also we can use in list also. So how we can use these operators, that we will see. Right? So I think you got the clear idea about the list, how we can represent this list as a data type in your Python programming. So these things you just keep in your mind whenever you just declare any bunch of elements using the list. So first is you need to use square bracket, and every element should be separated by the semicolon. This is the way of the declaration of the list, we can say. And these three operations also we can perform on the list. So I think you might clear about the definition about the list. Now see that last one, because in string we have seen that string is immutable. Immutable means we cannot edit that string. If suppose one string is there, that is a Python is a string, so we cannot modify any character from that string. If you want to modify that character, then you need to assign or you need to use another variable. It means you need to form a new string. Same string we cannot modify, so that is nothing but the immutable. But here that list is mutable. So mutable means we can modify that one. Once that list is given, so any element we can modify. Means that original list we can modify, that is nothing but the mutable. And if you are unable to modify that the list or anything, that is the immutable. So I think you understood what is mutable and immutable. Mutable is we can modify, immutable means we cannot modify. So the two things are most important. Now, see, these are the operations. Already I have said the three operations we can perform. So we will see one by one. So how to display, how to concat, how to repeat, and how to find out the sublist. So these operations we will see here. So first thing is how we can display or how we can represent that list. That we'll see. So see, suppose this A is the list. And in this A, the three elements are there. I have taken one element as an integer, second is a string, and third one is a float. So it means, as I said, this list contains the different types of elements. So here, integer element is also there, string is also there, and that float or real number is also there. So it means this is not a similar kind of list. And second list I have taken, that is B. So that B is again having one string and one integer, right? So these are the two lists we have. Now we will perform these operations on these two lists. So you can see, how do I display? So if you simply put your name of your list, so that will be displayed here. And this A equals to is not there. This is mistakenly I have written there. Only this that display output is from the square root, square bracket, right? And the second list is these two elements are there. Now this is a simple to display the list, or you can use that print statement to display also, right? So we'll see that also. So this is simply how to create the list and how to display this list. Now next one is how to concatenate. Now in string also we have used this plus operator to concat two strings. Now similar to that, we can use that same operator to concat these two lists. So you can see this is one list and this is second list. So A is first list, B is second list, and I have just used that plus operator here to concat this A and B, so that output would be this one, right? Again this A is not there. So 1, Jihan, 5.6, Pune and 10. So this is the resultant list we can see. So using A plus B. Now how to repeat this? That's similar to your string also. You can see how many times you want to repeat that you can decide for. So here suppose I have taken this B list because this is a short list. So I can repeat this list for 2 times, 3 times, 4 times or multiple times you can say. So whatever number you are giving here, so that number of times this B list will be repeated. So I have given the number 3, so it means whatever is this B1, this will be repeated for 3 times. So Pune 10, this is 1, Pune 10, this is second, and Pune 10, this is the third. It means 3 times we have repeated this, so because this 3 number is given here. So this is the repetition. I think you know that how to use this in the string, so that's why this is very simple, right? So this is the repetition. Now that the last one is the sublist, and this sublist in the string also we have used this slicing operator. This is colon. So as in this we have 3 elements. You can see here we have 3 elements. Now here what you are saying 0 to 1, I think this output is not correct. This output is not correct here. So this output would be simply this one. That reason is, I just tell you that reason. In last lecture I just told you what is this number, that the limit of this list is from 0 to less than of this number. So as that end number is 1, so less than 1 is 0, it means 0, 0, that will be this number. So 0, 0 is the fourth number. So that's why this A of 0, 1, it means that 0, 0. Now here you can see A of 1, 2, again this is a problem. So 1, 2 means first number you are starting like here Vihan is the first number, and less than 1 is again this one. Okay. Or you can see this, I'll simply change this one. This is a 3, right? So A of 1, 3 means 1 and 2, because less than 3 that condition will be checked. So that is 1 and 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. So that output would be this Vihan and 5.6. Right? So you just don't get confused here, because in string also I just told you less than of this number that loop will be executed. So you just keep in your mind. So I'll take the hands-on here so that you will clear that idea. Right? So we will see I'll just resize this so that it would be better. Right? Now see, we'll start from here. suppose that A list, A is the list which is having like 10, then suppose we have this is second number and 10.5. So these three numbers we have taken in A, and suppose B is also there, and B is having like Pune and suppose 10, right? So these are the two lists. How I can display these? If I say A, so it will be printed, or I can say print A, again that output would be same, right? So simply you can put that A, or you can use that print function also, and print B also, that is to display the B list, or you can simply type the B here, right? So one and the same. Now A is your this, B is your this, and you need to apply A plus B, that is a plus operator here, so it will concat two lists, so A and B, you can see here. So 10 we have 10.5, this is your first list, and second this is Pune and 10, so this is the second list. So if you are using this plus operator, so it will concat these two strings, right? Now the repetition again we'll see. The is suppose 2 times I need to repeat that second string. So Pune and 10 that will be repeated. So you can see here Pune 10, right? So this will be repeated 2 times. If you want to repeat this for the 3 times, again it will be repeated for the 3 times. So this is for the repetition. Now the slicing is most important. Unless suppose I am using 0 to 1, right? So it means that should be the output is first the element from the A. So this is the A, so 10 should be there, you can see that 10, right? So whatever was the confusion here, you can see this one. We were having this confusion, so this is there, right? Now for the second again we can see, suppose A, now 1 to 2, if you say again when the second element will be printed here, you can see simply it is printed that we have, right? I think you clear this idea. And yesterday also we have seen the other things, like if you write A 0 and simply colon, so what would be the output here? Anyone? What would be the output for this? So yeah, all, because that it is starting from 0 and ending till the last number. So that output would be the A list. So you can see here 10, we have 10.5. This is our original list. So that whole list is printed from the 0 to end. If I am suppose saying like this is 1 to this one, it means that starting number is 1 and ending till the last number. So it will start from V1 and end with 10.5. So you can see here this one. Or you can say, if you simply write this, again meaning of this is what? It will print the whole string. So I think you understood this. You can see that same thing is there for the B also. You can see B. Or also you can say A, this, colon, and suppose 3. So that start number would be first 0th element and ending is 3 minus 1, that is 2. You can say that complete list. Or again that same, if you are saying like this colon to 2, now starting number is 0th element and that end will be 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 10 and V1 would be printed. So you can see this one, right? So this is the slicing one. I think we have seen that slicing in your string. So it's very simple. Only I just tell you about the mutable and immutable, right? So see, first I'll print my A. You can see the 10, V1 and 10.5. So this is my original list. Now I want to modify this one. So index for this is 1 because as 0th that 10 is there. Sorry. 1 minute. I'm not getting you. Just unmute your the speaker mic and you just ask me the question.
अपन मतलब स्क्वायर में रहते हैं एलिमेंट, उसको 0, 1, 2 ऐसे काउंट करते हैं ना, तो मुझे वो कंफ्यूज हो रहा है, समझ रहा नहीं।
0, see that 0, 1, 2, 3, these are the indices. I'll show you this the example of the thing so that you will understand. See, is it visible? This one. Now see here. P is at one memory location, Y is at second memory location, T is at third memory location. So these, if you say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, but see that indices in array, in the string, in list, so the indices are always start from 0 and whatever is your n number, that would be n minus 1. Now you can see here. How many characters are here? 6 characters are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right? So these are the 6 characters. But what is the index of the 6th character? That is 5. Why it is 5? Because we have started that index from the 0, not from 1. So that index always starts from 0 here. That you just keep in your mind. That's why, so whatever is the last number index, that is 5. It means, if I say that S is your string, suppose, if I say S of 5, so that output would be N. Don't get confused about this, the values and this indices. Because whatever the values I have written in the block, these are the actual values which user enters through the keyboard. Getting my point? And for these values, whatever are the indices have been written, these indices are used to access these values by the programmer. So don't get confused about these values and these indices. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the indices, and -1, -2, -3, these are the also indices. Both are the indices, and whatever the values I have written here inside these box, these are the values which user enters. So one example I'll just tell you here. See, suppose I'm taking this A as a list, right? So what is the value entered by the user? That 10 is user entered value. Vihan is also user entered value, and 10.5 is also user entered value, right? It means 3 values entered by the user. Now this is the user task. Now what is our task? So we need to store these values into memory. So 10 would be stored in one location like this P. Instead of P, suppose I'll just 1 minute. I can't think these are the PPTs. But consider here. So this is 10 value, right? Now here Vihan is written there, and here 10.5, right? So don't think much about the rest values, right? So don't think about these 3 values, okay? So again, see that is this term. So see, just understood here that index for 10 is which one? That is 0, right? Index for the second Vihan is which one? That is 1. And index for this 10.5 is this 2. So what I will do here, okay, it will take time. We just understood here 0, 1, 2. These are the indices have been assigned for the 10, Vihan and 10.5. Now see, suppose I want to display this 10, I want to display this Vihan, and I want to display this 10.5. So I cannot use directly 10 Vihan or 10.5, right? So with the help of these 0, 1 and 2, I can display the values like 10, Vihan and 10.5. So how? You can see here, what I am saying here, 10 is at 0, Vihan is at 1 and 10.5 is at 2. So if I say A of 0, it means which value I can display? That is 10, right? So if I enter, so 10 is there. If suppose I am saying this is 1, so which value would be printed? That is VHAN. That is VHAN. If suppose I am just saying like 2, so that value would be 10.5. You can see, it means the indices respect to these are 0, 1, 2. As the numbers are 3, but indices are last is 2. Because we are starting that index from 0, 1 and 2. So this thing. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So don't be confused actually. We will take some examples again. Actually I am just telling you here only about the data type. I am not going in the details about the examples and all. But here you just understood that concept only. Right? So we will see. I think we will here. Right? So the same thing. Now see. These individual values we have printed. A of 0 we have printed 10, A of 1 we have printed VHAN, and A of 2 we have printed 10.5. Suppose I want to print a whole thing. So what I can do? This one. It means, meaning of this is, that before this colon, that 0 is there. And after this colon, whatever is the end of your release, that number would be there. As here, 1, 2, 3 numbers are there. So after this colon, that 3 would be considered. Suppose here 10 numbers are there, right? So here after this colon, that 10 would be considered. Getting? So if I just use this statement and if I hit the enter key, so whole list will be printed here, right? And before this colon and after this colon, which value you want to put, that also you can decide. Like A of, suppose you are saying 1 and colon, and suppose this 2, right? So whatever is the starting number is 1 and end number is 2 minus 1, that is 1. So single element will be printed, that is VHAN. Getting this? So I think this is very simple. Don't be confused. Actually you people are having idea about the C programming, but this is very simple. We will see the other examples in tomorrow's lecture also, because today I am just taking only concept. Right? Tomorrow we will see some examples, programming examples. So I think this is about the list. Right? Now these operations we have seen, the sublist also we have seen. Now we will go for the next type, that is the tuple. Now see, it is very similar to your the list, right? Only here the difference is what? Because this is also used to store the sequence of elements. That list is also used to store the sequence of elements. Tuple is also used to store sequence of elements. Only here that way of representation is different. Because here you can see here, similar to list, a tuple is also used to store sequence of elements, and also like a list, tuple consists of atoms separated by comma. Means to separate two elements, we need to use that comma. Only here, instead of using square bracket, we are using parenthesis. That is only difference here. Because in this difference I just mentioned here, for the list we need to use this, you can see this square bracket, this is for the list, but to represent this tuple we need to use this parenthesis. This is one difference. Second difference is, as I said, that list is mutable. 1 minute, I think I don't know I have shown you that mutable or not. 1 minute, I'm here. A is a list, and suppose A of 1. A of 1 is which value? That is VHAN. I need to change this to, suppose, Rituja. Right? This one. So it means, what will happen with this statement? Whatever is the existing list, that existing list is A. In that, 10 VHAN and 10.5 is there. But after executing this statement, that list will be updated with 10 Rituja and 10.5. So if I enter this and if I print this A, we can see this 10 Rituja and 10.5. It means this value is overwritten with this value. Vihan is overwritten with this Rituja. So this is the updated. It means this is mutable. Getting this? So that's why we have said here lists are mutable, whereas tuples are immutable. It means string also immutable, string also we cannot modify. If you see example of string like s equals to Python, right? So it means if I say s of 1, that output would be y, right? Because how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there. 0th element is p and 1 element is y. So that output would be y. You can see, right? So if I am just trying to change this one, s of 1, just suppose I am trying to change that is to d, suppose, right? So can I modify? So as I said that list is immutable, so I cannot modify this list. I cannot change that y with d. This you just keep in your mind. I cannot, because this is immutable. So if I hit enter key, so this will provide an error, you can see. What it is saying? What is that error? str object does not support item assignment, right? It means you cannot modify this list, string. The same thing is there also here. Lists are mutable, whereas tuples are immutable. Means tuples also we cannot modify. It means tuples are read-only list only. This is a list because that way of arrangement is same. All the elements have been stored in sequential manner, right? In list also we store all elements in sequential manner. In tuple also we are storing all elements in sequential manner. So way of representation in memory, that is same. Only the difference is what? Way of writing. So when we just program, so way of writing that list is different and way of writing that tuple is different. This is one thing. Second thing is list is mutable. It means we can modify that list, but we cannot modify that tuple. I think you've understood that. This is simply difference with this. You can see this example here. So I have taken one tuple. Now see, to represent that list we had used here square bracket, but as this is a tuple, so I have just used this simply parenthesis here. You can see, right? Opening and closing parenthesis is there. And if I printed this, so this will be printed. Now same thing I just did here. So a of 1, I just tried to change, right? But when I just write this statement and if I hit that enter key, so this will be provided an error. Getting this? So you can see, so what is the mutable and immutable with this? If I say here, I'll take, suppose p is a tuple, right? That variable you can use any, and I am just using like 10 Vihan and suppose 10.5, right? So that same the list I have just used here because, but that representation is with simply parenthesis, so that's why this is not a list, this is a tuple. If I hit enter and if I display this, you can see the way of displaying 10 Vihan and 10.5. So before and after this, so there is a parenthesis, and if you see this one, so before and after this list is square bracket. You can see the difference, and here you can see the difference. Before and after this is the parenthesis. So if there is a parenthesis, it means this is a tuple. That you just understand here. Right? Now rest things are simple, like if you say a of 1, you can say this is Vihan. If you say a of 0, it is what? That is 10. So it means that everything is similar to list. Only the difference is what? So like p of 1 is what? That is Vihan. So can I modify this Vihan? That is important because here, if you see here, That original list was just 10 Vihan and 10.5. I had modified that list. I had just updated A of 1 with Rituja, and that updated list was this one, 10 Rituja and 10.5. Now here, as this was the mutable, that's why we modified this. So now we are saying this is immutable. So can I modify this? So just I will use this. You can see Rituja. If I just hit enter key, it will produce an error similar to your this string. You can see here. If I just enter, you can see here. Same error is there. The tuple object does not support atom assignment. You just understood this one. So only this is immutable. Rest things are similar to your list. Getting this? So this is only difference in the tuple and in you can say list. I think you might understood this one. And the rest things like the displaying of the whole tuple is similar. Like you can use the same slicing operator. You can see slicing, or you can use 1 and 2. So this will print in the second one, that is Vihan. Only here, this is the different. And now see, here that comma is there also. You just keep in your mind. Right? In list, that comma is there. Because if you see what we say, this list and something, that comma is not there. Right? So I think you just understood this. What is tuple and what is list. Now we'll just move towards the next one. That is the next data type. That next data type is a dictionary. Right? So you can see here, dictionary. See, list and tuples are ordered collection of the elements, but the dictionary is an unordered collection of key values. This is the main thing. So one, I'll try to show you this. I don't know, it will take I think much time, but still, I'll just copy this one, and 1 minute, I'll just try to paste over here, right? This one, right? So just simply memory representation. So 10 Vihan, this HON, you just consider this one, right? Now see, what I am saying, dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. Because in the list and tuples, what was the index for this 10? Index for 10 is 0. Index for this Vihan is 1. Index for 10.5 is 2 and something. Right? So index for this N is 5. So this was the case in your list and tuple, but this is the not case in dictionary. Because what we are saying, dictionary is an ordered collection of key value pairs. It means in list and tuples, you don't have choice for the key. Key means what? That index. Whatever 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the indices you just use, so these indices are very fixed. Because every index starts from 0 and there is a sequence 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something. So if you want to access any particular element, you should know the index of that particular element. And using that index only you can access that element. But now here, this case is not there. That indices are not fixed here. Keep in your mind, indices are not fixed in this dictionary. So for the 10, I can assign any index. Like in list or tuple, that index was fixed. For the 10, this was 0. But here, for this 10, I can assign any number as an index or any string as an index also. So there is no any restriction on the index in dictionary. That you just keep in your mind. So that's why it is saying dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. Key means that is the index and value is the actual value that user enters. Right? Now see, the order the order of elements in a dictionary is undefined. That order is undefined. That's why I said 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This index is not there. So that's why here that order is undefined. But we can create over the following means what? We can use keys, we can use values, and you can use atom values here. Right? So how that would be? That I just demonstrate it with example so that you will understand this dictionary also. Right? So here, if you are not getting something with this theoretical part, just forget it. When I just take one example on the interpreter, you will understand this one. Now same thing also here. Atoms are enclosed in a curly braces. So see, list was enclosed in a square bracket. Tuple is enclosed in simply parenthesis. And this dictionary is enclosed in curly brace. So you just keep in your mind these are the three differences: list, tuple, and dictionary. And the separation of the element is same, and the all elements are separated by this comma that you can see here. I have just mentioned this. Only way of representing it means how you are enclosing the elements, that is only different in these three data types. But separation of the element is same, that is a comma. And also here, one more addition to that. Now, a colon is used to separate key from the value. See, that colon was used for the slicing in list and tuple. But here, we are not using that colon for the slicing. Yes, Rishikesh, you just ask me. If you are having any doubt, you just ask me. Yeah? You just unmute your mic and you just ask me question directly. Because I am unable to see here the chat box. If I just see the chat box, so then you will get disturbance. Please ask. No? Okay. In the last session, you just ask the query. Or at the end, you can put that into the chat box. So here, that colon is used for the separation of key from the value. In list and tuple, that was used for the slicing. So that case is not here. That you just keep in your mind. Now, a key inside the square bracket, whatever is this used, to access dictionary atom. So that I will tell you how to access the dictionary atom. So it means using the key that the value we can access. Whatever atom into the dictionary, that will be accessed using that key. And also, that dictionary is mutable. You can see tuple is immutable, list is mutable, and this dictionary is also mutable, and string is immutable. It means from these four, string and tuple, these two are immutable, list and dictionary, these are immutable. But you just keep in your mind, only values you can modify into this. The keys you cannot modify. That you just keep in your mind. Right? So, I'll just tell you how it would be. I'll just show you one example so that you will understand it. You can see this as one dictionary. So, DICT is the variable. Right? And see here that 1 is your key. And this colon is used to separate this key from this value. Now see, this complete is one element. You can see. So actual value is Jalgaon and that key with respect to the Jalgaon is 1. You can see here. Right? Key with respect to Jalgaon is 1. It means using this 1 I can access the Jalgaon. Second element you can see here. This one. Now see, that 2 is the key and that Pune is the value. Right? But that the interesting thing is what here? You can see 1 is the integer that is used as a key for this Jalgaon. But here 2 is a string that is used as a key for this Pune. It means it is not necessary to have only integer values for the indices. Right? Like in list, in array and in tuple. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these are the integer values that we just use for the index or for the key. But here, that interesting thing is what? Not necessary to have only integer value as a key. You can use this 2, that 2 is a key, or we can say index, that is a key. Right? And see, this is the one element, you can say, and this is the second element. So these two have been separated by this comma. You can see. So this comma is used to separate these two elements. This is one element, this is two elements. Right? Second element. So these two elements have been separated with the comma. And you can see here, these are the curly braces we have used to represent this dictionary. You can see. So this is a curly brace, opening curly brace, and this is closing curly brace that is used to represent the dictionary. And if I print this, so this is my output. You can see here. Right? Now see, as I said that dictionary is mutable. Mutable means we can change the value and we can update this. Now see, in the original dictionary only 1 and 2, these are the two elements are there. Suppose I want to update this with 3 elements, I want to insert any new elements into this. So what I did, so DICT 3 that I have just used, that is third index. So I have taken here integer index, right? And to these index, I have just assigned that value that is movement. So when I just hit enter after this, when I execute this command, and if I display this, so in original only 2 elements were there. Now in this with 3 elements, so whatever is this third one, that has been added into this. You can see here. Right? So this is third new element which we have added into the dictionary. And see, also we can use or we can print only these values, or we can print these keys only. That is also way you can see here. So only we need to use this the function, that is inbuilt function. So this is a variable dict.keys. So this will be printed only the keys 1, 2 and 3. You can see here 1, this is 2, and that updated key is 3. So these 3 keys only we have printed, like dictionary keys 1, 2, 3. Right? And suppose you want to print simply values. So dict dot values, so that output would be Jalgaon, Pune and Mumbai. So I think it is clear how to use. So I'll just take some examples so that you will understand this. Now see, what I'll do, I'll take one variable that is D, right? And this one, see, 1 is the index that I am just checking. Colon is to represent that value after this index. So I can say like whatever we have just taken, that I just take first, Jalgaon, right? This is one element. So actual value is Jalgaon, respect to this Jalgaon that index is there, or second we can say suppose 10, right? 10 is again integer. I am saying that is the index, and suppose that 10 is a value. Consider this, right? And third, I am just taking 3. 3 is the index, and suppose I am taking that value is 3 and this one. Getting this? So it means here first index my is 1, second is 10. These two are the integer index, and third one is a 3. So this is not the integer, that is a string. So why I have just taken this 1 and 10? Because in list and in tuple we have seen there is a sequence for the indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something. But here, as we have said in the definition of the dictionary, this is an unordered collection of the elements. So that's why this is 1, this is 10, and this is 3. So if I just hit enter and if I display this, you can see. 1 is Jalgaon, 10 is this 10 and 3 is this one. And if suppose I want to print this 10. Now see, here I am not taking 1 to display this 10. You can see here that 10 is the index, and with respect to that index that value is 10, or you can say D of that 1, so that output would be Jalgaon, you can see, or D of 3, right? This is 3 is the index and integer is the value. Or also you can see D dot keys. You can see which are the keys 1, 10 and 3. So these are the keys in this dictionary. Or we can say D dot values. So whatever are the values. So Jalgaon 10 and this integer 3. So these are the values in the dictionary, and if you print this simply D, so along with the keys and values, so that would be printed. So you can see here, so this is a complete dictionary. This is only values and these are only keys. You can see this is used to display this one. Getting this? And also what I said here, you can see into this dictionary values are mutable. That we said here. So what we can see here, suppose D of, what we can say, okay, D of 10, that we know, that is 10. I need to modify this D of 10. So I can say D of 10, which is equals to, suppose, of college, right? This one. So if I print this one, so this 10 will be replaced with this college, you can see. So this 10 is the index and respect to that 10, that college is the value. So I think you understood this. This is a mutable. Like string and the tuple, these are the immutable, but this is a mutable. You can see here, right? You can change these values, but we cannot change this 1, 10 and something, because we just reserve the memory blocks with index 1, with index 10 and with index 3, right? But that blocks are for the user, so which value we need to put into that block, that we can decide. So that block index is 1 and that value is Jalgaon. That Jalgaon value we can change at any moment, right? Because that block index is 1, so that index we cannot modify. If you are saying they just modify that one, it means that block would be discarded and this somewhere some another block will be reserved. So that's why that index cannot be modified, but these values can be modified. Because these values are, we are treating these are the user entering the values. So that values we can modify it. So I think you just understood this one, right? If you are having any doubt, you can raise your queries after this last data type. So this last data type is the very known data type that you can see. This data type is not there in other C programming or somewhere. So that is a set. You can see here. So I think you have used that set and the mathematics in your 10th, 11th or 12th somewhere, or also you are studying this same set concept in your discrete mathematics, right? So this is very popular, the data type, and this is again unordered collection of data. You can see this. An unordered collection of data is known as set, and see, it is not having duplicate values. That is just keep in your mind, because in list or in another data type, that values are duplicate, but here the values are not duplicate. So set does not contain duplicate values or elements, and it is non-subscriptable. This is most important. It is non-subscriptable. So whatever is this one, this is important, because for this we cannot use indices, because for the list, string, tuple, dictionary, we have just used the indices like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or in dictionary like 1, 10, 2 something, right? So these indices we have used in the rest data types, but here as we are saying it is non-subscriptable, it means we cannot use the indices here to print the particular value from the set. That you just keep in your mind, right? And we know these are the known operations that you might know. Union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference are the some operations which we can perform on the set. So I think these operations that we know, and just for the sake of completion, I'll just tell you what is union, intersection, and this, because all these things you know it very well. So union means what? All elements from two sets. So if two sets are the given, so if you are just generating the third set, so that third set will have all the elements, unique elements, not the duplicate elements, all the unique elements into the third one. But now here, that operator that is used for the union is AND operator. You can see here, this is given here AND. So this AND operator is used for the union. Now second operation is the intersection. So intersection, that also you know. So this displays common elements in two sets. Whichever are the common elements from the two sets, these will be displayed in the intersection, right? And that operator used is this OR operator. You can see this simply, straight line is there, this is ORing. So this operator is used for the intersection. Now for the difference, so that displays elements which are present in first set, not in other set. Okay? If two sets are given, then what would be the output? So only the elements which are present in the first set, that would be the output. And whatever are the rest, these will be deleted. It means what? A minus B. This is the way of calculating the difference. And symmetric, and see here for this difference we use that minus sign. You can see here that operator that is used here, that is minus. And now for symmetric difference, so it returns elements which are present in either set but not in both. This is nothing but is symmetric. So for this, that operator used, that is cap operator, or we can say that is power operator. So this one, this we can say it is as a power, or we can say this is a cap operator. So on your keyboard, wherever is your numeric 6, that key, so above that, that cap operator is given, right? So these are the operators we can say, so we can use, and these are the operations with respect to these operators, right? So we'll see with the example. You can see that way of representation is this one. Suppose A is a set. You need to write this set because parenthesis. Hello, the sound is not coming. Now is it audible? What? You just tell me. Okay, thank you.
सर आता काय सांगितलं काही आवाज नाही आला.
Okay, I'll repeat it. Set wala. Okay.
Yes.
Now see, this set is what? This is a very popular data type because you studied this in mathematics in 11th or 12th somewhere, or we will study this in discrete mathematics, whatever subjects you are going to study, that is GST. So in that, so you will study this set concept, right? So only in Python we have this as a data type. This is a new thing. Now see, this is an unordered collection of data items. That is nothing but set. It means like other, it is not the order. This is unordered set. And see, here every set is having all the unique values. This is the thing here. And most important here, you can see the second point. A set does not contain duplicate values or elements, and it is non-subscriptable. So meaning is what? It is non-subscriptable means what? Like list, string, or tuple, or the whatever is the dictionary we have seen. In that, indices are there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 something. So using these indices we can access or we can display any element, right, in the list or the other data type. But here, as we are saying, it is non-subscriptable. It means we cannot display that particular element. There is no index, there is no subscript to display it, right? So this you just understand. When we just take the examples, you will understood this one. And these are the operations we can perform on this set. Union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference, right? Now see, union means what? All the elements from two sets. Unique elements you can say, right? So if you are having two sets, so whatever are the unique elements, these we can get in the union. Whatever the resultant of the set, in that you will have the unique elements. And the operator that is used for the union is, this is AND operator, right? That intersection is what? Displaying common elements in two sets. That is the intersection. And that operator uses, that is OR operator. This is straight line, right? And the difference is what? Displaying elements which are not present in first, right? So displaying elements which are not present in first set, not in other set. Which are only present in first set, not in other set, and that this is simply like A minus B. I think you know this concept. So that operator uses minus, and that last one, that is symmetric difference. So it returns the elements which are present in either set but not in both. Okay? And that operator used for this is this cap or the power operator. This one. So this cap operator is there on your keyboard. That numeric 6 key is there. So above that 6, that key is there. This is cap, right? So these are the operations we can perform on this set. But if you see this example, then you will understand this one. Now see, A is a set, B is a set. That A is having say 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 8, 5, 4. As I said, set is having only unique keys. But here 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. These are the duplicate keys, right? And in this set B, 1, 9, 3, 2, 5, these are unique key. So when you just display that A, so only that unique keys will be displayed here, not the duplicate keys. You can see here 1, 2 and here 1, 2. So these two keys were duplicate, but here only printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8. And same thing in B also, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 9. So whatever are the unique keys, these we have displayed here. So this is about definition. Now see, we will see the intersection, union and all. Now you can see, intersection is the variable. So as I said, it is used at AND. So you can see, intersection A and B. So that output is what? 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3 and 5, because so whatever are the common things you can just see here. 1, 1, that is common. Here 2, 2, this is common. Here 3, 3 is also common. And here 5 and 5 is common. But this 4, 8 and this 9, these are not common. So these three keys are not there in the intersection. Right? I think I have just mistakenly used the different here. So see, this is actually, this is OR and this is AND. Just make the correction this. I'll just make this correction. This is OR and this is AND. Right? So here, now you can see here, union is what? So the unique key from both. Whatever are the unique key from both, so these we can put in the union, right? So A union B, so that we can say all these unique keys we have kept here. So I'll just take directly that example here, so you will understand here. A is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 8, and which one is the next? This is 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Sorry. set this one, right? E equals to set, as this is a function, and then I need to put this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 8, 5, 4, right? This one, and then B is also set, and this is 1, 9, 3, 2, 5, right? So these we can say A is a set, B is a set, these we have printed. Now we can use A union B. You can see this A union B is whatever are the common value, the values see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 and 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. So these values have been printed here, and if I say A and B, we can say this is 1, 2, 3, 5. So which are the common values? These only we have printed into this, right? A and B is the common values we have printed into this resultant one, and if I say A minus B, you can see here only 8 and 4. So whatever the value, so A is this, B is this, so only this 8 and 4, these values are not here. So these values only we can print it into this. And if you say A power B, right? So you can say 4, 8, 9. This is what? This is a semantic difference. What we say in the semantic difference? It returns the elements which are present in either set but not in both, right? So see 4, 8, 9, these values are not present in both sets, you can see here. So 4, 8, 5, these are not present in both. So either these are present. So this we can say 4, 8, 9, right? So actually in mathematics this set data type is used. So we'll see this next one, right? Now see this type. So the last one, I'll just take 2 minutes only for this. I think what's time? I don't know. I think it is running very slow. Okay. So type already we have used in the data types. So the type function is a built-in function which returns the data types of any arbitrary object. Suppose you want to check the type of any object, right? So to check that we can use this type. So what is the way type function can take anything as argument? Because as I said, everything is object in this Python programming. So it takes anything as an argument and it returns its data type, such as integer, string, dictionary, list, class, modules, tuples, functions, whatever the input you are giving to this type. So with respect to that, it will just produce the type. So that examples we can see here. You can see, suppose x equals to 10, x is a x is an integer. So if I say type x, so this will be printed integer class. Suppose import OS, this is a module, right? Import OS is a module that we are just importing. So whatever is the type of this OS, that is a module. If you say type hello, right? And if you want to check this, the type of this hello, that is a string, so it belongs to the class string. If you say tup as suppose 1, 2, 3, this is a tuple. And if you are providing this variable as a parameter into this type, so that will be printed as a tuple. And if the list is there, if you are passing this parameter as a list, so this will be printed as a list as a class. You can see here, in short, I'll just tell you, like suppose x equals to 10, if I am using this type of x, so this will be input. And suppose x equals to 10.5, and if I am just using this x, now this is the fruit, right? Suppose s equals to Jalgaon, right? This is a string, and if I am just I want to check suppose the type of this s, it is a string. You can see. Like L is a list, suppose I'm just using 10, 20 and 30, these are the three elements, and if I pass this L as a parameter into this type, so it will say that as a list. You can see here, right? So just understand here that type is just used to display the type of that particular variable, right? Whatever parameter you are passing into this, so that is what is the type of that parameter variable, that it would be displayed, right? So I think this is enough for the types. Tomorrow we'll just go in detail about these examples, right? Now here I'll stop this sharing of my screen. I'll just check your queries, right? So 1 minute. Or you just directly ask me the queries instead of typing into the chat box. Just ask me that queries, right? So that would be better, right? So anyone what? Okay, I just explained these 0, 1, 2, these indices. Any query, you just ask me, just unmute your sound and you just please ask me.
सर ते युनियन चा सिम्बॉल अँड आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये ऑल एलिमेंट्स राहतात ना.
In union, which elements? The common elements. बरोबर है? Which see the A and B, these are the two sets. So which element would be there into the resultant in union? All the
पण ते
common
तर
elements.
इंटरसेक्शन मध्ये असतात ना.
1 minute. In union, see what we do in the union. So whatever the A set and the B set, we assign directly. So suppose in A element 3 unique elements are there, in B elements 3 unique elements are there. So whatever is the B, that we directly append after A, right? Only whatever are the duplicate elements, these we remove from that union. बरोबर आहे का?
हो, पण त्याचा सिम्बॉल अँड आहे ना, आणि आपण ते जे रिझल्ट काढलं त्याच्यात आपण इंटरसेक्शनचा सिम्बॉल दिला ना.
कशामध्ये?
ते कन्फ्युजन होते. ते जे आपण रिझल्ट काढलं त्याच्यात.
See that don't get confusion because that's why I said by mistakenly I had written there and I just corrected that one, right? So instead of and is for the intersection, and that straight line that is orange is there, that straight line is there, right? That is for the union.
Yes.
I think I just corrected that one. That in PPT that initially I had written that is and, right? And
yes.
For the intersection I had written that or. So that you just make the correction. So for the union you just use that straight line that is orange, right? And for the intersection just use the and. That you just make that correction, right? Because when I just prepared that PPT, so just I typed it. So by mistakenly I had written that and, that instead of and I was actually expected all the or, but I had written and, right? So I think I have 1 minute. I'll share my screen and I'll check it where it is. You can see this. So initially I have written here and, right? Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So initially I have written here and, right? Here. And here I have written or. So that I just made the correction. So we need to write here straight line. We need to write straight line and here and. Getting this? So this you just make the correction. Okay, I'll again stop this screen. Any other, please?
That's it.
Any other query? Any other person? Or you can type there also. Because I think we are just delaying this session because 1:40 I will be timing. If you are having any query, please ask me immediately so that I'll just answer. Otherwise, I'll just end the session. Any query? No? Okay. I'll just stop here because today I have covered the much part. So tomorrow I'll just revise this and again I'll just take some examples. Okay?
Please.
Okay, thank you.